Use a graphing calculator to solve the following linear system of equations. Round the answer to 2 decimal places. Using a TI-83 or TI-84 graphing calculator. The first step is to rearrange the first equation to isolate for y. To do this, we have to subtract 2.5x from both sides of the equation, and then divide both sides by negative 3.7. This isolates for y as y equals 2.5x minus 6.2 over 3.7. We then enter both equations as y1 and y2. We must ensure that the calculator is set to function mode. To do this, we can press the mode key. In this case, we are in function mode. We press y equals. We want to make sure that if we have a stat plot on, it is turned off. In this case, note that plot 1 is highlighted. I must then turn plot 1 off. Scroll up to plot 1 and then press enter. If there are any equations on the display, we must clear them. In this case, I have y1 equals 3x plus 2. I have to press the clear button to clear that equation. I then want to enter the equations. In doing this, we use the x, t, theta, n button for x. And make sure that we use the negative sign, which is underneath the 3 for negative signs, instead of using the subtraction sign, which is above the addition sign. We end up getting y1 equals the first equation and y2 equals the second equation. Note the need here for brackets in y1. The 2.5x minus 6.2 must here be in brackets. We then graph the equations. Press window to adjust the viewing window. We want to make sure that we include the intersection point. Often between negative 10 and 10 for x and y is a good starting point. Again, make sure that we use the negative sign instead of the subtraction sign. Once we have our window set, we can press the graph button. We now want to find the intersection point of these lines. Here we press the second function and then trace. This calls up the calculate menu. Second function, trace. Here we want to select option 5 for intersect. We press number 5. We then press enter twice to select the curves. If you have more than 2 curves, you can use the up or down arrows to change which curves. Here we simply press enter twice to select the 2 curves. We then use the right and left arrows to move the cursor close so that we can enter a guess. We then press enter, and we have our solution given at the bottom of the screen. In this case, we have x equals 2.23 and y equals negative 0.17.